Right then guys, Gaffed is back, and I've had a few people wanting to know how to build a flap card. Now I need to build a top of the box flap for my Waddington's cards I take to work, so we're going to build it together. So you're going to need a box. I've got a template here. This is about 3 cards stuck together. That's going to help me out in a minute. I'm going to use that as a template to cut around this box. So I'll get a bit of glue stick, put a little bit on here, that will just hold this in place, and we'll get it lined up where it wants to be. Sharp knife, and you're going to cut round this template. So this is about 3 cards stuck together. It's just a good way of being able to cut this nicely. Those last bits we'll trim up with some scissors. Just round the corners off. I would say when you build yours, take your time. I'm restricted to space on my phone, so I don't want it to take too long. But just take your time over it to get it looking really nice. So that looks like 1 card, so we'll peel that off there. We'll keep that for a minute. Right, you are going to need to peel a card to strip it to make it a bit thinner. But because this is just my work bag and this is me demonstrating how to do it, it would be better if the back of this card was peeled off, but for me showing you how to build one for my work bag, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to use a picture card because the picture is going to hide some of the thread in a minute. And I'm going to use my template. This is another Waddington's card folded perfectly in half and stuck down. It's just a template so you can get it in the right place. And I'm going to score down the back of the card, so I'm going to line all this up as best I can. Right, this wants to look like 1 card on both sides. Yep. You're going to cut down the first layer of paper and card, but not all the way through the card. Just so it will fold up nicely like this. Peel that off. So you should have a card that's going to fold perfectly in half. Yeah, that's not a bad effort, that one. And you're going to do the same to your top of the box. So get your template again, line it all up, so it looks like 1 card from both sides. And then once again you're just going to score halfway through the card, not all the way through. Just like that. I'm going to peel that off now. So you know what you're going to do. You're going to stick these back to back. But I want the card to look like that and then open like that. So that tells me that this bit here on the left wants to be stuck down. So what I'll do is I'll get some tape. And I'll use the tape again to hold these cards perfectly in position. So it looks like 1 card from both sides. Yeah. This is a bit you really need to take your time. And I'm going to glue stick these 2 bits together. Like I say, if you want to make a good job of this, really just take your time. And I would press this in a book as well for a while to let it go off, let the glue set, keep it nice and flat. So we'll peel that bit of tape off. So you should be in a position when the card will look like that on the top of the box and it will open and show the king. Now that's not a bad effort, there is a little bit showing here, but like I've said in the past, these cards will never get handed out. It's a quick visual change and it looks good from that side. So when this is open, get your template that you used at the start. This is going to get glued into here like that, so that when the card is open, it will be in this position. When it's open, it will be in this position. But before you glue stick this, because I'm going to have to put magnets in, I'm going to cut 2 little holes out of this template, just big enough to hold a couple of magnets, because this is what's going to keep it attached to the top of the box. Now I've got some magnets. I need to just check that that hole isn't quite big enough. These are quite big magnets, so it wants to be a bit bigger all round. Just so that it's going to hold that magnet. Yeah, I'm going to do the same on the bottom. So a bit bigger than I was anticipating. Pop that out. Is that big enough? Not quite, a bit longer there. Now those magnets will fit in those 2 holes, so I'll put those aside for a minute. So when the card is open, so you're going to be in this position, you want to open the card up, so these are all folded on this end, and you're going to stick that template down there, basically sticking it on the back of this card, on the back of the king. I'm going to square all this up. Now if for any reason this video times out, guys, there'll be a part 2 to this video. There might be. So you should be in this position now. So it will fold over to show the king. There's a little bit showing here, but it's not too bad for a rush job. So we'll let that set for a minute. Grab yourself any other indifferent card and you're going to turn this into, you're going to put some thread through this. This is what's going to hold the flap open. So you're going to go on the border, bottom, not quite middle, another hole, and then another hole. So you're going to make 4 holes. One just off centre, one just off centre the other end, and then one at the bottom. Right, and I like to go up, and down, so the knot is tied on this side. This is the side that is going to be stuck. So you're going to go up, through the original hole. There's a hole somewhere here. God, these holes are so small, can't even see them. Now I've got a long piece of thread here, so I can not have to rethread the needle. Through there and through this end somewhere. That's it. Pull that all the way through. Right, keep that thread there, cut that bit off. Move this mat so you can see the thread. This is a tricky bit, tying these threads off. So you're going to go 1 knot, not too much tension on it, put your thumb on it, 2 knots. You're going to use your lips now to grab this piece of thread here. Your lips act as a third hand, and then tie another knot to make 3 knots and cut off the excess. So you've got this, it's got some thread on the back, that's going to hold the flap open at some point. Right, wherever the thread is, that has got to go on the left hand side because it's going to hold this bit open in a minute. So your thread is here, this piece is going to get stuck. You're not going to put any glue on the right, just the left. So what I would do is turn this over and glue stick this bit where the magnets are going to go. Glue stick that bit. Don't forget to put your 2 magnets in. Put those in. And now you're going to stick that to here. Make sure it's all squared up. Now, like I say, if you were to split these cards, it would make this gimmick a lot thinner. That's how thick the gimmick is. But this is going to be a quick visual top of the box change. It's going to happen so fast. The card will never get handed out. It's not really in my line of tricks at the on site, and that it doesn't make no difference that it's a little bit thicker. So that's basically the flap sorted. So what you're going to do now is fold the flap open, or closed actually, and you're going to put some holes right in the border of the corner of this border. So I've got a different pin for this because it's quite hard to push through this many cards. Get it in the corner and push it through. And same on the bottom. Yeah, push it through. Now we're going to get your needle and thread again. Now what I found for me recently works is doing it twice. You're going to go up, and down again. So it's trying to find the hole. It's this side. Right, it's there. So we're going to go through. Pull that thread all the way through. And then we're going to go back down this hole. Make sure I don't pull the thread all the way through. And I'm going to go back through this hole again. Basically just doubling the thread. Pull that. And I'm going to go back through this hole again. Might put my needle aside. So I've just basically gone through that card twice. Just want to pull a bit more of this through. That's it. Now you're going to tie this off. Now you do want to put a bit of tension on this bit. So get your first knot and then just get the elastic and just be gentle with it, but you just want to put a bit of tension in this. Thumb over the knot again, put your third, your second knot through there, and one more just to make sure it doesn't come undone, and cut off your excess. And I think that should be done. So it doesn't look too bad for a rush job. But it should, hopefully. Be careful when you open it the first time. You don't want to break the thread. So you've got your hold out thread on the back. Pull that. Hook that over the corner and that should hold it open, look, open. So that'll be sat on the top of the box. You can rub that thread off with your thumb and the card will change. So you'll rub it off and their card will jump out of the deck, and you can slide this off. It's got the magnet so it will stay on the top of the box. I don't think I've got another box of that description, but basically it's going to be sat on the box like that. The magnets will hold it onto the box so that it won't just fall off, but then it will just jump out. So that is how to build a top of the box flap gaff. Like I say guys, take your time. Each stage put it in a book, make sure the glue sets. Make sure you haven't got anything protruding. There's a little bit you can see here, don't know if you can pick it up in the camera. But this is the most important bit to look right, because this is going to be the bit sat on top of the box. But that looks good from this angle. But it is a bit scruffy here, so just take your time. But that is how you build a top of the box flap gaff. Comment, subscribe, like guys, and come back tomorrow for another card trick. Cheers.